Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to another mini-sode, I should say, of Comic Books in New Class. I am Ryan, alongside Crayley, one half of Phoenix Sisters Cosplay, I might add. And in this particular mini-sode, we're going to be talking about something that is not always discussed, but I think it's important to bring it up. And this is TBR, which is an acronym that stands for To Be Read. Sometimes we get lost in our own lives, we get lost in the thick of things that we sometimes forget. Hey, we still got some of these paperbacks, hardcovers, back issues we want to get into. We want to read these stories featuring certain characters from certain properties, certain distributors, whether it's DC, Marvel, Image, Boom. What's the other one? Dark Horse, IDW, stuff like that. Or maybe indie titles. Indie titles are very important as well. So, to be read, I'm very curious how this is going to go because I have issues. I got some serious issues. And I'm not just talking about up here. I'm talking about issues of comics and books and all this other stuff. See what I did there, Crayley? I led right into it. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So TBR, to be read. Some piles are small. Some piles may be very large. Some of them may reach as high as the pyramids of Egypt. Some of them may be as low as an itty bitty little kid's chair on the floor. You know, those little chairs that we sat in when we were 2 or 3. We went to or 3 or 4 went to preschool. You know, those piles are not that big, but it's up to you. It's up to you. It's all up to you. So, Crayley, I guess I'll go ahead and rip this thing like a band-aid. One motion, right off, and say my to be read pile, and we're going to show this to you. It's pretty bad. This is as big as a to be read pile can get. This is as big as a TBR set can get on the pyramids of Egypt. This is bigger than the Eiffel Tower in Paris. This is bigger than what's that tall thing in Big Ben, the Big Ben clock in England, in the UK. It's awfully high. I mean, look at this. Look at this thing. This thing goes from top to bottom, bottom to top. It is cray cray, and it's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And yes, that's me, not just the books. So there's a mixture of books, and there's a mixture of hardcovers, paper. Now, I will warn you that a few of these that you see before you, a few of these I have actually read. I just haven't filed them in the appropriate box of my comic book or paperback or hardcover collection. With all due respect, okay, I haven't fully gotten around to spring cleaning, or in our case, it may be summer cleaning, whatever. So about 4 or 5 of these I've already read, but most of them I have not. So I got issues. It's a big problem. So you got classic stories, you got some new stuff, you got classic stuff, you got all kinds of things from Marvel's What If to Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane. You got the Black Mirror by Batman, or featuring Batman, excuse me. You have Crisis on Infinite Earths. You have the Judas Contract, which features the new Teen Titans. That's going way back, isn't it? I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from, what was it, IDW, as they're the remastered colored versions of the comics, because I know the original TMNTs were in black and white. Remember that, Crayley? So
Not quite.
no, you
but
don't, because you weren't even there. Neither was I. I wasn't there either. These are before our time. But
I'm nodding along like, oh yeah, I remember.
No, you weren't. None of us were there. But I will say this: before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were featured in color, they were featured in black and white. So these are the remastered colored versions of these comics by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, and as well as other contributors. You see what I'm saying? So this is my problem. These are my issues. There's some back issues featuring the, excuse me, early years of the X-Men by the late great Jack Kirby. There's some back issues featuring The Phantom Stranger by Paul Kupperberg, who I've had on my podcast, and I quote, hashtag always promote your stuff. Sorry, Crayley, I know we're trying to stick to this one, but still, I have that. I have back issues. Let's see, I'm trying to think here. We have X-Men, we have Phantom Stranger, we got The Question. DC's The Question character is in there. I know you can't see it, but it's my collection. I know what I'm talking about. So it's The Question, it's the Phantom Stranger, it's X-Men, and I even got the Phantom in there for good measure. So there's a mixture of all kinds of stuff, from old school comics, some of the modern stuffs, and everything in between. That is my to be read pile. Crayley, is yours is big, or is it smaller than my to be read pile? What on earth is going on in your neck of the woods, Crayley?
Well, see, what's going on in my neck of the woods is I don't know how big my to be read pile is exactly, because sometimes I go, okay, but the stack isn't lining up right, blah blah blah. I'm gonna go file them where they belong, and then so I get I'm gonna read this next pile. So I have like a mini TBR pile. My mini TBR pile is not that mini, especially when you consider that those BPRD Plague of Frog issues, they're
Yeah.
See, I originally was gonna show them to you
Good
on
Lord.
screen, but actually it's like it's trying to see.
Look at these.
See, this is where I was like, I'm just gonna take a picture.
I'm gonna say
Cause
these are paperbacks to be more specific.
oh yeah. Like they're yeah.
Paperbacks are no joke.
Mm-mm.
Especially my
slide.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones. Those things are huge. And Moon Knight. Even got a Moon Knight trade paperback in there, but that's a Marvel Epic collection.
I've got a Moon Knight in here. It's Midnight
Moon
Mission.
Knight.
Haven't
Which
read
one?
it yet. Midnight Mission. It's
Nice.
yeah, it was one recommended me to get started. I decided I wanted to check it out because I have a friend who's been obsessed with Moon Knight forever. Like right before they announced that they were going to go into production for the TV show on Disney Plus. And then it sold out everywhere. So I ordered it online and it arrived like 6 months later. It kept getting like back ordered and back ordered and back ordered. So now like the show is completely done. And now I haven't watched the show either because I'm like, but I was going to read the book first.
Yeah.
I should probably just go ahead and watch the show because as you know, as we're here to talk about, sometimes the TBR pile just gets a little out of control. I've got Sailor V and Sailor Moon in there. There's a novelization of the Dark Phoenix saga. That was a gift from my friends Mark and Ruby. I love all things Phoenix and Dark Phoenix, in case you can't tell from my shirt here. My hair is kind of covering it. I mean, I guess I could get this off of our faces now while we talk. Like,
no, understandably so, but it is a nice to be read pile. It's not nearly as bad as mine, but it's you know, it reaches almost up to a kitty chair.
Yep, almost up to a kitty chair. There we go. This one is my most embarrassing TBR. I've got a bookmark. This many pages in, right? I started reading this in March, and then I left it in a suitcase.
Gee whiz.
And now I know I need to start it over. So I just keep reading other stuff instead.
There you go.
That happens sometimes too. You get partway through something and it doesn't matter how good it is. Sometimes you just don't finish it when you mean to. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I've got A Man Among Ye. That one doesn't belong to me. It's on loan. Maybe I should read that one first.
You never know.
I don't know. It's on loan from Kelly, my other Phoenix sister. So it's not like she's going to get mad at me if I have it for 6 months.
No, I'm sure she won't mind.
Right. She'll forget I have it. It's fine. It's
exactly. So let it, yeah.
I mean, not if I talk about it on air like this. Hi, Kelly.
Yeah. She may be wanting it back any second now, but whatever. But that's neither here nor there. Nice to be read pile. Very interesting stuff. A little bit of mixture of everything.
Right. Yeah, no, I've got some like, I've got Dark Horse, Image, Marvel. How is there no DC in my read next pile?
It's okay.
I know I have unread Wonder Woman stuff. See, and this is like I file it where it belongs in the shelf and then I pull it back out. And then the to be read pile gets really tall. And I'm like, man, it feels unorganized. So I put it all back. Except for like one thing. And I'm like, no, for real. This is what I'm going to read next. And then I keep stacking stuff on top of it. If you've ever seen the meme that's like, excuse me, that is my emotional support stack of unread books. That's me. That's apparently Ryan too. This is his emotional support mountain of unread books.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel like I buy and collect books more than I read them. So who knows?
I read a study a few years ago. Okay, I didn't read the whole study. I read a summary of a study online and then read the abstract of the study. It's close enough, right? That said it doesn't matter if you don't read everything that's in your personal library. The more books you have, the more time you spend reading. And so actually collecting stuff, even if you don't read every single thing, the more you collect, the more likely you are to pick stuff up and read.
Well, there you go. There's a silver lining here.
A lot of people are natural procrastinators. And so what you end up doing is procrastinating from one book by reading a different book. That's me sometimes.
There you go.
And they gave a number of different psychological reasons that I don't remember because I read it years ago. But I do remember me being like, I can finally stop being ashamed of the fact that I have unread books. I'm still going to aspire to read them all. But I don't have to feel like shame anymore. So if you've been feeling any like shame about your unread books, don't. It's actually healthy. According to a study that I read the abstract of like 4 years ago.
There you go. Well, thanks for sharing that with us and sharing the evidence, even though it's a few years old. But what have you? That's neither here nor there.
If I find it again, I'll post it to our Facebook.
Feel
Speaking
free.
of our Facebook, we want to know
Yes.
what's in your TBR pile. We would
Hmm.
love to see pictures. If you don't have a picture, you can list it for us. You can
Hmm.
summarize it for us. You can just be like, yeah, I've got a TBR pile too. Right? So tell us in the comments after you watch this, while you watch this. You can pause us. That's the thing about minisodes. You can just pause our faces. We'll be Ryan will be making this face, and I'll be like, but you can pause us in the minisode. What you won't see our faces in funny positions in, though, is our merch. You can get merch with our faces on it. This is a coaster set, but we've got t-shirts, we've got mouse pads, we've got all kinds of stuff. It's in the Phoenix
Stickers.
Sisters stickers. It's in the Phoenix Sisters Redbubble. We've
Hmm.
got several options. My personal favorite is our unofficial show slogan, correct me if I'm wrong. Because this is a show all about new comic book readers. So, we could be getting all kinds of stuff wrong. We're not too ashamed to keep learning. That's literally why we're here. I'm going to put that link up on the screen for you, and we'll put it in the post too, of course. But in case you're a screenshot it kind of person, scroll through your photos to remember you were going to do something, go shop at redbubble.com/people/Phoenix Sisters/shop. I think that's all we have for this episode. What do you think, Ryan? Did you have any parting thoughts for us?
Just that this was fun, and now I don't feel as bad as I did a few moments ago. I can keep on buying books, and even if I don't read them or get to all of them, I can still feel like a complete human being. I can still live with myself. So
Exactly.
thanks for that comfort food. Appreciate it. And yeah, check out our merch. Check out our stuff and treat yourself.
Treat yourself. All right, take us out of here, Ryan.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here and watching or listening to this mini-sode. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.